here today. 大家有假爆吼 Okay. Okay. The world is my playground. In 2001, I graduated from MIT. 麻省理工不是 made in Taiwan 吼 I graduated from MIT in 21S. Now, before any of you say, oh, MIT, oh, can you fix my computer? Or, oh, I have this really, complicated math problem to solve. I graduated in 21S. Now, for those of you who are non-Beavers or non-MITers, what that basically means is that I graduated from the world's top engineering school with a degree in Spanish. Hola. Okay, so I love to travel. I learned languages because I love to travel. It is my passion. And traveling, yes, you do need languages, but sometimes I always tell my friends, you don't necessarily need to be able to speak a language to have a great traveling experience. For example, there's a time when I went to Cambodia. Now, we went to see Angkor Wat, and it was great. Everything was awesome. And there's some vendors outside that were selling some things that looked a little bit like barbecue, 烤肉. And I was like, oh, okay, that looks really good. So I went over there, and I was like, oh, excuse me, what is this? Is this chicken or beef? Is that pork? The reply was, That's fluent Cambodian, by the way. Then I said, okay, how do I get my point across? Okay, I obviously cannot speak Cambodian. They can't speak English. I was like, okay, sorry, excuse me. Is this chicken? Oh, this guy was very, very happy because now we finally had a way to communicate, right? So he's like, oh, excellent. So I bought two little kebab things, and I started eating it. And as I was eating it, I was like, this is not chicken. In the States we eat chicken breast, we eat chicken McNuggets. This thing, it was a little bit crunchy on the inside. It's like fei-fei, a little fatty, and there's crispy on the outside. This is no chicken. So I went back to the vendor, and I was like, chicken? Very, very happy. He's like, That was my introduction to chicken butt. So languages is a great thing. And traveling, like I said, is my passion. And I really wanted to always do something that involved traveling in my profession. Like, I wanted to think, what can I do in my career that involves something that I really love, which is traveling? I always thought it was going to be as a doctor. I wanted to be inspiring. I wanted to make a difference in the world. I wanted to come to TED and give a speech. It was all things that I wanted to do as a doctor. As luck would have it, right after I graduated, I got a job here in Taiwan at Rongzong and Tianmu Xiafangdui. I was working as an emergency medical technician. And I was really excited to come to Taiwan. It was the first time I came to Taiwan. My parents are both, Taiwanese, but I couldn't speak any Chinese. Actually, that's not true. I could say 3 things in Chinese. Very simple stuff. Ni hao, that's easy, hello. And then xie xie, that's easy too. 我姓谢嘛. So thank you. And then the last one was what my friends taught me. They said, okay, Taiwanese are some of the nicest people in the world. They're very friendly. You must be very polite. You must say, hello, nice to meet you. 你要说,你好,你的头很大. I got tricked, you see. So here I was in Rongzong, Veterans General Hospital, going around to all these big hotshot doctors saying, hello, you have a very large head. Anyways, it was because of this opportunity that I had at Rongzong that I came to Taiwan, got to learn a little bit of my heritage. And it was also at that point that somebody came up to me and said, hey, do you want to be a model? And I was like, well, okay, well, sure, why not, why not? So I did it, it was fun. And then the opportunity came up to come back and actually be a model here in Taiwan. But that meant I had to give up medical school. Ooh, that didn't go well with the parents. In fact, my dad's on this right there right now. I remember what he was thinking. He was thinking, I go xiu, It was a tough decision. I really, really struggled with this. I was like, well, I've been preparing my whole life to be a doctor, but now this opportunity's come up to be a model. It's not something I ever really planned to do, but it's something exciting, it's something new, different. And then it was really difficult to decide, to choose this. First, I had to convince my parents. That was very hard. Then I had to convince myself. That was even harder. But you know what finally helped me make that decision was I thought, you know, if I really want to do something, if I really want to be a doctor, when I'm 40, 50, 60, I can be. I can go back to school. Sure, it'll be a little bit more difficult, but it is possible. Nothing is impossible. You know, I can be a doctor at 60 years old. If I want to come back to Taiwan and be a model as a 60-year-old, that might be a little bit more difficult. So I took the risk. I came back to Taiwan and I started doing, you know, modeling work. And yeah, there was ups and downs. You know, I started from nothing. I mean, I studied at MIT. Okay, we didn't have to do any sort of like taking picture type thing. You know, I remember my first modeling experience. They're like, okay, smile for us. Okay, okay, now, okay, do a little bit like a sweet smile. Okay, okay, do something sexy. Okay, that was how I started. You know, but eventually I thought, okay, this is it. I'm pretty much done with it. I want to go back home. I think I'm ready. You know, things weren't exactly going exactly how I wanted. This wasn't really what I wanted to do. And right before I left, another friend of mine, she said, well, there's this audition for a show called Fun Taiwan, Feng Taiwan. Do you want to go? I was like, well, okay, sure, why not? So I went there, and I went to the audition, and by some, you know, luck, some chance, they said, okay, you know, we want you to be the host. And so I thought, okay, well, here I was ready to go back to the States again, and now somebody's offering me a job to go around, experience all these cool things, meet all these new people, and pay me. Cool. So I took the job. Now, it is my dream job. Like, it really is something I absolutely love. But don't get me wrong, I had my fair share of mistakes. You know, when I first started, again, a language problem. I remember I was being all confident. This was Guo Yeye. He's a 79-year-old surfer in Yilan, very famous. He's done a Centrum, you know, commercial if you've seen it. And my producer, he's trying to encourage me. He's like, okay, you need to lead him. 你要引导他, you know, because you're the host. So I was like, okay, 我要引导他, okay. So then we got to this, you know, we got to the set, we're filming, and it's me and Guo Yeye, and I was like, okay, I want to use my Chinese, okay, I'm really good, okay, here it goes. Okay, 5、4、3、2、1, okay, we're filming. And I was like, 哎，郭爷爷，哎，你可不可以引导我去冲浪啊? Yeah, basically I just told Mr. Guo to vagina me to go surfing. No wonder he looks so happy in this photo. But you know, it has been a tough job, and a lot of people don't know this, but we work 10 to 14 days. That's 100 plus hours of footage for one show, for 47 minutes of Fun Taiwan. I mean, we really do work very hard. And there's days when I'm like, oh my God, have I made the right decision? Did I do the, you know, have I made the right choice? But in the end of the day, I look back at my life and I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is what I love to do. This is my dream job. I mean, who gets to do this for a living? You know, who gets to climb to the top of Jade Mountain, swim with dolphins, and play violin while rock climbing, and feed sharks? Okay, a lot of people are looking at this video going, I don't want to feed sharks for a living. Are you crazy? But really, I wake up every single day excited about work. You know, this is what I really love to do. And I'm lucky that I have this opportunity, this job to do things that I love. And you know, there are times really when I look at my team, and they also work very hard. You know, you really have to love what you're doing to be able to wake up every day and enjoy what you're doing and be passionate about it. You know, we've been filming Fun Taiwan, Fun Asia now for five years, almost 6 years. And people ask me, like, how do you have enough energy? Don't you get bored, or don't you get tired? But, you know, I can honestly say that, I mean, I do love what I'm doing. Who gets to wake up in the morning and fly a seaplane for work, unless you're a seaplane pilot, I guess. This was on a recent trip that we just took in Queensland. We went to Queensland,那边. And this was my first time ever flying a plane. I don't have a license. And I was just, you know, so excited. 我真的很期待. So what happened is, this is a small seaplane. We have me, the pilot, the two cameramen. One is filming outside, one is filming me. And then we have two people in the back, the sound guy and also the production assistant. And this is my ending. So the ending for the whole episode. So I'm really, really excited. And I'm flying the plane, right? And I'm looking at the camera. He's behind me, basically the audience. And I want to prove to the audience, 我要让大家知道我真的在开飞机. Okay, so I'm like holding the plane. I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome. Can you believe I'm flying a plane? I'm really flying a plane. See? No, really, 真的, 真的. Okay. How many of you have flown a plane? I don't know if you know this. You probably know this. But you don't only just go left and right. You can actually go up and down, too. So, of course, this is what I also had to prove to the audience. So I was like, 哎，真的可以往上往下，你看。So here I was having the time of my life, like flying the plane. And then we get out. We arrive. We land the plane, and, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is so cool. This is so cool. And then I turn back, and I'm like, wasn't that awesome, y'all? And I was looking at the team, and... Yeah, things are so much different when you're actually in control, when you're actually behind the wheel. 完全不一样. I am constantly still making mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I mean, language is still always a problem, and I still always make mistakes. Like just recently, actually, I was learning Taekwondo, and when Taekwondo, you have to do certain kicks, and you have to kind of use your waist, sometimes use your hips, right? So I'm asking the teacher, and I'm like, okay, so I want to know, like, when you do the side kick, do you use your waist, do you use your hips, right? So I said, 哎，老师不好意思，你在踢的时候，是靠腰吗？还是靠背？ All the time. I mean, really, I make some of the worst, most embarrassing mistakes. Another thing that I did recently. We were at the press conference for a boat launch. And I'm very nervous because I had everybody there, Hao Longbin and Ma Yingzhou, everybody was there at this press conference. And here I am holding my notes, and it's all in Chinese, and I can't really read Chinese, it's all in, Pinyin. So I'm like, okay, this is the Huanghou Hao, 你有坐过吗? It's big boat launch. And I'm like, okay, live cameras everywhere, everybody's looking at me, all these legislators, all these important VIP looking at me, and I'm like announcing, and I'm like, 谢谢大家今天来到现场，我们现场有郝龙斌先生，郝龙斌，谢谢你今天跟我们大家一起上床。 Again, I basically accidentally told Mr. Mayor Ma to thank you for sleeping with all of us. These are mistakes that I make constantly in my job, but I'm lucky that I have a job that I really feel passionate about. And so, I mean, basically what I'm trying to do, I know everybody says, oh, well, you're lucky, you're easy, you have a dream job, of course you're going to love what you're doing. But that's not necessarily true. It's like you don't have to be a travel show host to love what you do every single day. So yes, play. I do get to play every day. That is my job. But what I hope everybody takes away from, today, from my speech today, is that passion is really, really vital. When I was going through all the stories that I wanted to talk about today, and I was going through all the moments of play that I've had in my life, I really have to thank Ted. Thank you for reminding me that I can make play a living. I can make a living out of play. Play can be part of my life, part of my career. And I really believe that be passionate about something. Do what you're passionate about. Be passionate about what you do. I always believe in this phrase that somebody told me. If you love your job, you will never have to work a day of your life. And I think taking that home with me, I was like, you know what? That is so true. I don't have to work a single day of my life because I'm enjoying life as it is. I'm enjoying my everyday experiences. And I hope that everybody else is able to do that as well. I have a favorite quote from college that I always share with my friends, and it's, you can only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. So I encourage everybody, go play, 去玩, 去胜, 哈跟去胜, and make that your life. let the world be your playground. The end.